Hello, we're going to do day 45 review. This is if you do this assignment, you'll be ready to do our final. All right, so just going through the PDF. At first, in part 1, it says print your name. So you print your name, not my name. And then I want you to print part 1. All right, and then ask the user for a positive integer greater than 5 using a try and except structure. So try, well, before you do that, you got to make while true. Every try except is in a while true in our class. Try n equals int input. Please enter an integer greater than 5. All right, I'm going to move this over so that it doesn't wrap around. And right here, we can say if n greater than 5, break. That gets us out of the loop. And now, if it didn't break, if it wasn't greater than 5, you would print an error message. The integer has to be greater than 5. Please try again. In front of that, because it makes it easier to read when it's all printed out. And then we go to the next line, backspace once, and now we say accept value error. And here's where they didn't enter an integer. So you say has to be an integer. Please try again. And I'm gonna again put a space right here. So let's run this. Please enter an integer greater than 5. And if I go 3, it says the number has to be greater than 5. Please try again. If I just hit enter, it says it has to be an integer. Please try again. And if I enter like 6, boom. Okay. So that's the start. And then I wanted you to print some stars. So we're going from 1 star up to the number of stars the user entered. So down here, we're going to get out of the while loop because that's where the break drops us right down here on my computer, line 16. Let's go stars equals n. And for x in range stars, I think this will do it. I want to print, oh, no, we have to go 1 comma stars plus 1. And then right here, I want to print the number 1. So print x, I mean, not the number 1, but the number. And then I want to say and equals quote space quote. That will print the number 1 and then a space. And now I want to print the right number of stars. So right here, we can just say print. Actually, we could do the whole thing on one line. So we'll do print x, and then we'll print x times quote space, not space, times a star. Not space. So I know this looks a little bit funny, but you're printing the number, and then you're printing the number times the star, and that'll print that many stars. So let's go ahead and see that happen. I'm going to go ahead and print 8, and we get 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, all the way up to 8 stars. Okay, so that's part 1. Part 2, backspace. So we're on the same level, the far left indent. I want you to print a blank line, and then I want you to print part 2. And then there's I give you a list. I want you to store this in a variable called myList. MyList equals, I just copied it out of the PDF. All right, print the list as given. Print the list. I'm going to put comma my list. Oops, without the D there. Then print it sorted. Before you can print it sorted, you have to sort it. So we do mylist.sort, and then I'm copying that print line, and I'm going to say sorted, and I'm going to line it up. We'll see. Let's see how this goes. I guess I'm missing one space over here. Yeah, so we're getting this. We got the list sorted. And then I want the maximum value, the minimum value, the average, and the sum of the even numbers in the list. Wow. Okay, so print max value. And I tell you in the instructions, you can do this programmatically by doing this call max my list. That finds the maximum value in the list. And I copied that line and I pasted it, and now I got the min value, and we can use the min call. And then I'm going to copy that line and paste it, and we're going to do average. I know I'm going fast, so you can pause the video. I don't think there's an average call. So what we're going to do is do the sum call for my list that adds up the whole list, and we're going to divide it by the length of my list. That's how you can find an average. So let's run this and see that it works. We got the list sorted, max value, min value, average, and yeah, all that's right. And then I want you to add up the sum of the evens. So to do that, you have to do something before we can print it out. We have to find it. So we're going to say for x in my list. That's going to go through the whole list. We need a total variable equals 0. And what we're going to do is inside this, we're going to say if x, we're going to find out if it's even. If x modulo 2 equals 0, that means it's an even number. We're going to say total equals total plus x. And then down here, we can print sum evens, and we can print total. So let's see about that. Okay, and number, so the sum of the evens is 32. Yep. So, all right, that's part 2. Part 3, print a blank line, print, and then print a part 3. Notice that part's in quotes because it's a piece of text. Then create a new empty list. Values equals, there you go. And using code, fill the list with 20 random integers from 5 to 15. So we do need this. We need to go to the very top. We're going to add import random. That has to be at the top of the program. And then down here, we're going to do a for loop. For x in range 20. That's going to repeat 20 times. And we're going to say values.append. And we're going to append a random number into this thing. And I tell you in the document, I say just use random.randint 5,15. So here I am copying it out of the document. And then I said just print the list. So let's see if this works right. Yeah, there's our part 3, and those are truly random numbers, and they are from 5 to 15. I see a 5, and I see a 15. There's not, it looks like there's a 0, but it's just this 1 0, it's a 10 wrapped around. All right, so that's that. Now, the very last part, thanks for hanging in there with me. Print a blank line, print part 4. Now I want you to print the numbers 6 through 30 in 5 columns with tabs between the numbers. Okay, for x in range 6, we have to go 1 bigger than the number we actually want to end on. That's the way Python works. And we're going to say print x and equals tab, which is \t. So that prints the numbers. Over and over and over with a tab between them. And then we have to do a quick check. If x modulo 5 equals 0, that means if it's divisible by 5, then we're going to print a blank line because we want to go to, we want 5 columns. So, and there we go. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me just print it out. It's maybe a little tighter than it is in my PDF, but there you go. That's it. That's the review assignment. If you can do all of this, then you can do our final. Remember, you can look at this document. In fact, you can watch this video when you're doing the final. All right.